Hey, welcome to Two Cents, everybody. This week in review is ending December 6th, 2015. It is Sunday, because that's kind of when people decide the week's over. I'm Brian
That's when
Gillis.
the
I'm
week
here
just begins, isn't it?
on the calendar, yeah, but I
We
mean,
go by work week.
yeah, basically. I think
Yeah.
that's the way I look at it
If
anyway.
people want to go to work or school and they want to listen to something, then they
We
can
got it for
tune in
you.
to Brian and Steve just chatting.
Just
And if
chatting.
they're not listening like most of you are, well, fuck off. You're missing out.
So we announced last week that we're doing like a soft reboot on the show. We were going to spin off the reviews onto their own thing. So this is just news and a lot of it, not like last week. To start off, we got something pretty big. Mad Max Fury Road was named the best film by the National Board of Review. I mean, I don't really care about them, but this is, it's the time of the year where all the critics are
Hmm.
announcing what their favorites were, best actor and all that. And for Mad Max to already have a huge win like that is a really good sign. And then, like the LA critics, Mad Max won best cinematography and best visual effects, I believe, and a couple other things. So things are looking good for Warner Brothers.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Yeah, seeing a blockbuster, especially a summer tentpole, which
Hmm
I mean, I guess it was a modest success. It wasn't. It didn't make like half a
I,
billion or anything, did
I
it?
want to know, no, but I want to know what the home box. Well, it was R-rated also. I want to know
Yeah.
what the home numbers are. Is it just by word of mouth? You would assume that once it hit like streaming, or not streaming, but VOD and DVD and Blu-ray, that it had to be huge.
Yeah, I haven't met one single person that doesn't at least like it either, or that
I
hasn't
mean,
enjoyed it. But
I think it's also one of those things that if there's someone out there that doesn't, or for some reason, then they're too afraid to say because they don't want to get fucking yelled at.
no, I mean honestly, I think that's awesome because that's still one of my favorite movies of the year, and that's
Oh yeah, I
it's
think it's
nice to
most
have.
people.
Yeah, it's just nice to see an action movie, I guess, get such validation because there's so many great ones that we've had in the past few years, and
Mhm.
this is probably I don't think it's going to win any Oscars, but it'll be nice to see
I
it
think it'll
snag
win
some
best.
nominations.
I haven't seen everything, obviously, but I definitely see it up there for best cinematography.
I could get the nom for sure.
Yeah, or maybe best visual effects just by the nature of the effects work they did and
Yeah.
how like transparent it is. Move on to Star Wars.
Oh,
It's kind of
please
like
come on.
something. I don't do the spoiler stuff. I don't
Okay,
even know the
I've been
spoilers.
avoiding stuff on purpose,
No,
so
no, this
just
is unimportant but
all right.
cool. Uh, it was someone said, I think JJ said, someone said, anyway, JJ collaborated with the Hamilton writer and star to create the new Mos Eisley Cantina music. If you don't know what Hamilton is, that's like the biggest play or musical on Broadway right now, like sold out for forever. I think it's about like the founding fathers, and there's like rapping involved. Obviously, something about Hamilton. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I hope there's some. I would assume that means that there's lyrics to the Cantina music now.
I haven't seen. I don't know who they're talking about. I saw the tweets.
Hmm
I know that people are excited about that, but I'm not sure that I know.
Is it like we don't live in New York? We haven't been to that show, so it's for that kind of thing. That show is geared to win, tons of Tonys. Cooler than that, the Alamo Drafthouse opened a theater in Nebraska, which is Star Wars themed.
Yeah,
Did you see these
I
pictures?
saw the pictures. When did this happen?
I think it was like mid-November,
Like, did
or
they
just like
announce? No, I
last
mean,
week.
like, did they announce this a while back? It's like it just happened. I mean, aren't
It
they
just
working
happened.
on opening a theater in LA? Like, we know
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
happen soon.
How the fuck did Nebraska
Yeah,
get
all
a
of a sudden
theater before
Omaha just
LA?
gets one.
Yeah. I guess they got a huge
Fucking
hipster
wow.
crowd there. It's like, I would like to see it there if I could, if I had that kind of money. It looks like you're on the Death Star. It
You
looks
saw.
so fucking cool.
Why does Omaha get such nice things?
No answer. Yeah, nothing.
They probably need something. They're too busy.
Doing nothing.
Yeah, nothing but work.
Nothing
It's
but
a
work.
it's a big business town.
Uh, there's this huge thing, well, not that huge, but I thought it's important. Wall Street Journal reports that Google's looking to make a streaming catalog of its own on its YouTube Red platform. They just released that. What was it? Like 3 weeks ago
Hmm.
now. It's their ad-free service where you also we get the ad-free music through their Google Play Music provider. But they're not looking to, grab the movies everyone else has or the hot TV shows. They're look like according to the Wall Street Journal, like ushering in their own content, obviously tapping the potential that they already have since they have a huge number of YouTubers to begin with.
Hmm.
But like original programming, original movies, maybe spark up a conversation with developers or distributors that don't have streaming access yet. But I definitely could see that. Like, Google's already one of the biggest tech giants out there. They're primed to compete with Amazon Prime, and Netflix.
I'm really curious to see how all this is going to turn out because I guess we already saw Yahoo. Yahoo
Fail.
screen didn't work out too well,
Yeah.
which I don't know why. I mean, I guess they, it's a very easy app to navigate through, or it was rather, and they had one show where they could get at least a fan base to approve of it early on. They just
hmm
didn't really follow through on original content that would appeal to more people, I guess.
Well, I mean, Yahoo also, in comparison to Google, has like $0.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
they don't really have a service that people use off. Like when I use someone's computer and I see that Yahoo search is their default, I'm really confuzzled. Like why?
Probably because they still have Yahoo Mail.
See, but I have Yahoo Mail, but it's like my junk account that I just like make accounts for online
Yeah,
with.
no, that's my high school email, and I
Exactly. Yeah.
still use
This
it
is
for
like my
random stuff. I'm just kind of like, do I want it? Well,
it's
I
like
guess
my
I'll just use it.
elementary school email.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, did you watch the Batman versus Superman trailer, the new one?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's not. We can talk about it if you want.
No,
I'm
no,
really
no, no.
excited,
We can. I
but
really enjoyed the trailer up
until the
until a
last
certain point.
15
Yeah,
seconds.
and
Yeah.
then I was just kind of like, why?
Why? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
But
Now there's a revised version of that
yeah, I
trailer where
heard
they
that.
fix
Yeah,
it.
where they
Yeah.
cut out the third act reveal.
Yeah, and it's better that
Well,
way.
the important third act reveal, nothing what everyone knew was going to happen anyway. But outside of that, you finally got the first footage of Lex Luthor, really,
Hmm.
Jesse Eisenberg, and Max Landis, like immediately after that trailer hit, just started telling the internet on Twitter about how it's obvious that this Lex Luthor portrayal is modeled after himself. And he goes into like this whole story where he's like, Jesse's done his impression for me in front of me before, and that was exactly what it was. So and like other people were tweeting the same thing, and he was retweeting them. So I wouldn't say it's a big deal. I just thought it was funny, like a little anecdote, especially since like he's writing a Superman comic right now. The first issue's already out. It's called American Alien. I think it's a 12-part maxi series. So it's a possibility. I wouldn't put it past them.
I wouldn't know. I mean, I all I know is that I like that one brief moment where he's where he's just tapping Ben Affleck and
He's like, "Ooh,
yeah,
you're
Superman.
strong.
Yeah, you
What a
do not
firm
want to pick a
handshake.
fight with this person.
What a firm handshake."
Yeah, like that. I'm just like, yeah, I'm on board. Actually, this
I'm on
looks
board.
fun.
Yeah, I like the humor. Like, up until this point, it was just, oh, this is a very dark world where people get their heads ripped off.
Well, I've always liked the dialogue that I've been hearing just from the trailer,
Uh-huh.
especially from Jesse Eisenberg. Like, he has some great lines. I mean, especially in that last Comic Con trailer where he's just like, the red capes are coming.
Yeah.
It might sound out of place the way that it's edited, but I'm sure in
Maybe.
context
mean,
it just sounds awesome.
I was having like minor discussion online about this, and also like bigger discussion in person, where it seems like most people are split half and half because they felt like the trailer showed too much, or like it ruined it in a certain way. And for me, I was like, no, this is I mean I didn't know who the villain was gonna be. They definitely did spoil that in some way, but like I finally went, oh shit, this is exactly what I want, and I know it now.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure on what the movie's going to be because we got trailers that are just tonally different.
Yeah.
Like, one's more serious and one shows the humor. And I guess more people are happy about this latest one having more humor to it because that's been a criticism that, oh,
hmm
Disney's too serious and Marvel's more lighthearted and fun. And there was that stupid thing about, oh, Warner Brothers has a no jokes policy, and I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, there's humor in Man of Steel.
Yes,
There's
Zod
little
was,
jokes
or
that
not
are
Zod. I mean, Kal-El,
not
like
like,
Jor-El, not Kal-El. Jor-El was pretty fucking funny,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of.
especially with the whole "oh, you can't hit me," and then he just. I have to rewatch that.
No,
So.
I love that movie. I mean, I don't know. That thing was stupid though, where people were just freaking out, like, oh, there's going to be no humor whatsoever. A movie
It's a
can be
fucking
serious, and
blockbuster.
you still have to have humor in there. You can't be
Yeah.
way too serious and way too fucking down. Like,
It's not gonna be melodrama.
the jokes are light, but it's not like they're going to be all, oh, ha ha ha. Tony Stark is throwing quips and whatnot. but whatever.
Whatever.
I hope the movie's good.
I hope
But
so too.
I'll get excited about it later on. But I'm looking
So
forward
yeah,
to
we
something that's 2 weeks
still
from
got
now.
3 months.
So
Yeah. So the final big
12
news item I
days.
got here, Dave Chappelle, he's gonna be doing some stand up again. He's been doing it off and on for a couple of years since he left the spotlight. But he's doing a little like 10 show tour, I guess you could say, of Chicago. It's probably gonna be at the same theater, I'm not sure. What's important about this though is that he's using a tech startup called Yonder to lock patrons' phones away during performance to combat leaks. So the way it works is like they have this pouch, which is branded and I'm guessing patent pending. You put your phone in it, it automatically locks, and then it unlocks automatically when the show is over. So not only is this a way to prevent people from posting videos on YouTube so the material's tarnished, but also just from a performance standpoint, so you're not looking at the crowd and seeing flashes going off, which happens way too much
All right, so
everywhere.
they got to put their phone in a pouch.
Yeah, a little pouch.
And what if a person doesn't have a phone with them, or they try to use that argument? What are they gonna do? Like,
I don't know. I don't know if it's the whole theater. I think it's just like the good seats, because that's where that
where
would
you
be
can
the
get a
main
good
spot.
view?
Exactly that, because if you have a good view, then it's going to be good
I
footage.
mean,
Because
someone
if you're
could
in the
still
upper
do like,
balcony, I mean, how many pouches do they have? And then
I don't
it's like
know.
if you're in the upper balcony, is anyone going to really watch a stand-up act on YouTube where you're looking at an ant?
Someone's could probably even do a Google Glass thing, right? If they
They,
really wanted to
well, I
pirate it.
mean, yeah,
I don't know.
but they they,
It's not
they
a bad.
basically they lock down on that
I do think
technology quality.
it's nice that they're. I guess this counts as piracy. Yeah,
Well, it's not
probably.
it's not piracy, but it's just
Well, no, my thought is like they might be recording the show, and he might be doing a special for streaming or something like that. So that could
it's
be
it's not that.
part of the reason why,
I think he doesn't
or he
he
just
doesn't
doesn't
want
want.
to. Yeah, he doesn't want his material that he's probably. I mean, doing stand up, especially like a 1 hour set, you
Hmm.
work on the material for a long time, and for someone to, copy it and put it out
Yeah,
there,
no, so
it
that is
really.
piracy then.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get. Yeah, it's like intellectual property piracy. Yeah, but I think it's just cool in terms of the fuck having your phone out because anytime I'm at a concert and every concert I go to, it happens that someone takes their phone out, and starts Snapchatting or recording the video or even recording the audio or fucking just taking pictures with their friends and like not of the band but of themselves for whatever social media. It's like I seriously literally leave my phone in the car anytime I go to an event like that.
I see. I'm good about just keeping my shit in my pocket. I wish
Mhm.
that everyone else was. That's why for part of this, like, I just wish that people were not dicks with their phone. Is what I'm saying.
Well, too bad. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Moving on to strictly director stuff here. Hail Caesar, the next Coen Brothers movie, is opening the Berlin Film Festival. I think it's been completed for forever. I didn't watch the trailer when it came out, but I know that they wrapped production like seriously like 2 years ago or something. So it's good that it's finally getting a release, which I would assume means that it's going to be in theaters like fall or summer of next year, maybe winter.
No, I think it's dated for February.
Is
This year.
it?
Yeah, because trailers are already out. So
Oh man, that's horrible.
yeah, no, we
It's
talked
gonna,
about this.
yeah, I think we did. It's gonna
Yeah,
lose to fucking Deadpool, and it will though. Like who? Like
it's counter programming.
I'd
They're
rather
not
give
going to
my
cater to
money
the
to
same
Ryan
audience.
Reynolds. I'd definitely rather give money to Ryan Reynolds than to see Hail Caesar.
They're being sold to different crowds. It's not. I don't know. It doesn't really look like a competition. I don't know how much it's. What the budget is.
I
I
mean, it's
mean,
George Clooney, so that alone is like 20 million.
yeah. Or I don't know if he's working with the Coens. Like,
I mean, he's done it
what do
before.
their budgets run for? Because
I don't
they
know.
work on lower budgets.
Yeah, they work for like nothing,
Yeah,
peanuts,
like
but it's usually actors' salary, which I'm sure they probably sometimes take a pay cut just so they can work together,
I'm gonna look this up right now. Actually,
just because.
yeah. Just I mean,
I have to
I
assume
won't be
that George
surprised.
Clooney's quota is like seriously like 20 or 25, like 20 to 40 million.
Okay, it's not up yet. Maybe IMDb has it.
I mean, you can just look up something like Oh Brother or Burn After Reading.
Well, yeah, I mean those were around 20. I think.
I think Oh
Uh,
Brother's higher than that because there's a lot of production value in that movie.
well, yeah, but I mean you think about inflation. Like that movie's what 15 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Oh
it was
brother,
like
where art thou?
I think that was like oh 02.
2000. It cost $26 million.
So inflation,
Yeah, so
let's say
it's
like
40
35.
million,
Yeah.
maybe. Well, or George Clooney's more bankable now, though, I think.
And, that was after Batman. If like he already was
Okay, yeah.
Batman, like you know,
No, but I mean, was he really? Pre Ocean's 11. Was he really like this
like
huge
huge,
star?
huge.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
like he
think so.
was
I
in
mean,
stuff. I know he was in
he
Three
was known for a lot
Kings.
of stuff because yeah, well that not just that,
He had
but
his
you know,
3 minutes and no 3 seconds in the Thin Red Line.
I mean, he was known because of ER, and then
Oh
obviously he was in
yeah, that's
stuff like
right.
From Dusk Till Dawn. But yeah, he was huge on ER. Like remember like McDreamy? I think he was even bigger than that. There was there wasn't really cable back then. There wasn't streaming, so everyone turned in to see this fucking George Clooney saving people in a
Mm-hmm.
hospital
Yeah.
or whatever. Moving on, more director stuff here. Ryan Coogler, director of Creed and Fruitvale Station. Rumor is that he's being approached to direct Black Panther right now, which is like a safe bet.
That he's gonna do it, or
Well, not that he's gonna do it, but if he does do it, that it's gonna be good.
yeah. I mean,
And of course, they need a black director, so.
yeah, that's their agenda. Just because it makes sense. I don't. I've talked about this. Like,
hmm We've
I
talked
think
about this.
regardless of that, though, he's proven that he's a good director. I think specifically with Creed, Fruitvale Station, I don't have anything against, but I do feel that movie is more propaganda than
Yeah, it's
art.
definitely propaganda.
Honestly, yeah, and it's effective, but yeah,
I
though,
mean,
I
what's
mean,
the,
I
I
was
mean,
really happy with Creed.
he knew the guy that got shot in the real story in the BART station, Fruitvale Station. So that's
Okay,
why
I
it
did not
feels
know
that
that.
way.
That
Yeah,
changes
see, like,
everything.
or
Yeah.
maybe he didn't know him, but he knew, like, he was friends with someone who was friends with him. But like, there was some personal relationship there.
Yeah, I did not know that.
And then also, it's kind of like him coming right out of college and still looking for his artistic
Yeah,
voice.
I mean, I got nothing necessarily against that movie. It's just, it's not, it wasn't something that resonated with me, and it felt like, it felt very heavy-handed in quite a few ways. But I don't know, it's good-hearted. Um,
Someone pointed out online that both of his films have had female DPs. They're like, "Oh, this is a good sign for Marvel, guys." Which, sure, I guess if you
why
want
is
to,
that a good sign for Marvel?
because it's like, well, not only are they finally going to have a person of color directing, but also a female DP. That's good for, I don't know, diversity numbers or some shit.
I forget what her name is too, but she is a good director of photography. She's an experienced one too, so it's not. I don't know. It doesn't feel that special. It's more like, oh, you know what? You happen to be a really good. God, I'm gonna sound like an asshole if I keep talking. What is her name? I know I've seen her stuff. Like,
Oh no, I didn't see Creed. I can't tell you.
I know I've. Okay, I'm pulling it up right here.
I mean, you're just last week you were talking about how good that one-shot fight
It is
sequence
so
is,
good.
and
Yeah, no,
you
they've
don't even know the
they
name of the
released it
DP.
online with commentary. No, okay, I don't know her name because I can't pronounce it. Uh, let's see, Mars Alberti. Let's see, she's 61 years old. She has goddamn, okay, has a very long filmography. Like chances are, okay, she did The Visit.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
she
no,
did The
I'm not thinking the
Wrestler.
visit. I meant the visitor. Visitor's good.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. She did The Wrestler for Aronofsky. Has also shot some documentaries. Like her stuff goes way back to the 90s. Oh, she shot Crumb. Let's see, some Sex in the City episodes. Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff. So no, she's good. Like there's a lot of stuff on here that I've seen that I liked. So yeah, before, but yeah, God, what are we?
I'm just gonna stop you. Let's talk about an actual female director here. Barbara Streisand. She's like come out of hiding or retirement. I mean, she hasn't really done anything since like the Meet the Parents movies, you know.
The Guilt Trip.
But she's returning to the director's chair. She's going to be directing a blacklisted script about Catherine the Great. I think this is her first directing gig since Prince of Tides in '92. Maybe she did something else, but I think that's her last one. She was nominated for like best director for that, I believe, and Nick Nolte won best actor too for that year, I think. So I guess that's good. I don't know. I'm not a huge Barber fan,
Yeah, I mean,
but
she's
that's
done good
cool.
on the director's chair, though. I hear that she's done good stuff. So
I mean, I think Yentl was her first directing job, and
And that
she
got a Best
acted in
Picture
that.
nom, didn't it?
Yeah, got Best
Yeah.
Picture nom, but that was the first time a major studio had a film that was directed, starring in, and produced by a woman. So go Streisand.
Yay.
Yay. Talking about Blacklist, Amazon Studios just bought a script written by Max Hurwitz. It's called Forgive Me. It's a biopic about like the original 60 Minutes anchor. Like I was reading the story, and it's like potential spoilers or whatever, but it's like he was alcoholic or something, or like a bad guy behind the scenes, or I don't know.
Sounds like a
Um,
biopic.
yeah, it's a biopic.
Yeah.
Uh, but like that, this is the first time, as far as I know, that Amazon's bought a script. You know, with chi-raq and whatever their other movie is that they have coming out. It's more like, oh, the film was made, and then, oh, let's throw money at it, just like Netflix was doing up until recently. So that's cool. Maybe I don't. Obviously, they didn't get this script through their screenwriting program because it was already on the blacklist. I think like 2 years ago. But maybe this will entice people to try out their writers' workshop or whatever they're calling it.
Hmm.
Uh,
No, I mean,
so,
I guess what I'm curious about, just I guess, is who's going to be cast. Because it's obviously it's way too early to tell. But hey, 60 Minutes anchor, that's an alcoholic. That it's got to attract some actors.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, it's Amazon, so we'll see.
what too?
Uh,
But I mean, hey, they're doing really well with Transparent and a lot
not
of other
well,
stuff.
not well enough. Well, they put the first episode out. The season's not out yet.
For
I don't think it's.
Transparent,
Yeah, the second season, first episode is already on. It's been on for like 4 days, and I think the season doesn't come out for like another 10. And we
the
were
whole
talking about
season.
this. Yeah, the whole season, because that's how they do. They do it one stop shop, just like Netflix. But they put the first episodes out. I don't know why the fuck they would do, like,
I
to
mean,
build
that
anticipation or something.
I
And
get
this
it
is
from the pilot season standpoint, where they have to decide on
no,
what to
that's
make.
not what
But
this is though. This
yeah, I
is,
know that sounds
they're a huge
weird.
show. Yeah, it's weird, and it's
It
just
sounds
as
like the
weird.
same thinking.
We like texted this, and when we're doing dollar reviews later.
Hmm.
I know you saw Chirac. I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna see it as well, but no, they don't even have a date for when that's streaming yet.
Well, no, you didn't know that. I mean, I knew that
No,
it
I
wouldn't
didn't know
be.
that.
I figured it would
I
be
thought it was gonna
VOD.
be. I thought it was gonna be the same day, like midnight, just like Netflix did with Beast of No Nation.
You know, I know
Why?
that they're not doing Prime because it's
Why
said
not?
that. Yeah, I know they've
I
said
pay a
that.
hundred. I just re-upped it. I pay $100 a year. I can't get your first movie. I don't even know when your first movie is
You
coming
pay
out.
$100 a year for that?
It's $100 a year. That's what people pay. It's $99, and they can't even give me. I've been a loyal customer for
Sorry,
like five
I was
years
about to
now.
brag, but
Well, fuck you. I've been a loyal customer like 5 years now as a Prime member, and they can't even provide me with a date.
well, no, I
There's
think
nothing.
it has a much wider release than Beast of No Nations. I think it's
Oh yeah,
on like
definitely.
300
It's playing
screens.
everywhere.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
like an exclusive deal with AMC, which is where I had to see it.
I think it's just AMC. I know
Yeah,
it's also playing like the ArcLight and like Pacific
yeah, like
Theaters.
some other places. So it has a fairly big release. Like you could probably, it's probably within like 50 miles of everyone in the country, maybe
Yeah,
a little
but
more in some places. But
it's just like a backwards
yeah, I don't know.
business.
It sounds more like the Paranormal Activity thing, where because I know that they're gonna release it on Prime soon.
I hope
After
so.
this theatrical window, and I don't even know how much money it made this weekend. Actually, I should have.
I think when I saw it, I think it was like number 13. It's
Re-
probably jumped higher than that because of Sunday and Saturday numbers, but
uh,
I don't think it cracked the top 10.
Actually, no. That's yeah, but that's not bad. 400,000 per screen average, because that's
That's not bad,
yeah. I mean,
especially
that's up
for
there with like the top five stuff for this
a
weekend.
very politically minded movie that's a musical directed by Spike Lee, who hasn't made the best
No,
movies
and there
over
were
the last
actually.
couple
I
of
went
years.
to a 10 o'clock screening on a Thursday night. There were like 20 to 30 people in the theater,
Hmm.
which was weird. But
Was Barack there with Michelle on their second date?
what kind of joke are you trying to make there?
You never heard that story? I'm sure I've told you this before. Rumor is the story is that Barack took Michelle Obama, or President Obama rather, took his the First Lady Michelle to see Do the Right Thing as their first date.
Oh, okay. I think I heard this joke. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it's not a joke. That's a fucking true
That's a
story.
true
Apparently,
story.
who would do that? That's a horrible first date. I'm surprised they got married. Um, just to move the show along, though, we talked about this. I think it was 2 weeks ago that Christopher McQuarrie was being like looking to come back from Mission Impossible 6. It's true. He's back,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is yay or nay. I don't
yeah,
know. Like,
yeah.
he did a good job, but anyone can listen to our review. We weren't that
I mean, yeah. It's
satisfied.
the more I've thought about it, it's more like that's the perfect example of okay. It's a movie where they do a lot of impressive stuff, but
It's not that
It's
impressive.
like okay, so you can hang off a jet. Okay, so what?
You can breathe underwater for like five
Like
minutes. So
I'm impressed by the stunt, but make me care about plot still, please, or
make me
something.
care
Yeah,
about fucking Ethan Hunt. He's such a boring character. He just is to me. I've never cared about
that's what
him. Maybe it's
spies.
just Tom Cruise. I rarely care about Tom
I don't
Cruise.
know. Spies tend to be for movies like that. Like for Bond, there really isn't. I guess except for now because
Yeah, the
Sam
Daniel
Mendes has
Craig
tried to
stuff.
flesh him out. Yeah, but for Bond, there's typically nothing. It's just total wish fulfillment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did you haven't seen Spy yet, right?
No, not yet.
Paul Feig.
No, okay,
See, that's the difference there.
I'm
Like
trying to get to that by the end of this year.
you should, because that's the difference with that movie. Like the central character, the spy on hand, like you actually care about her. Like it's beyond just the guy who looks good in the tuxedo getting the drinks.
And they
Like,
make that joke with Jason Statham, I'll bet.
oh, you'll see.
Yeah.
Let's check
I've
it
seen
out.
the trailers, so.
Some more director stuff here, not movies wise. The Duplass brothers, because they're fucking everywhere. They just got a book deal. They're going to be releasing a series of essays in 2017. I mean, I watched the South by Southwest discussion that Mark Duplass did last year, where he's like, "Fuck film school, fuck this, make a movie on your own. You need to check it out. It's like a really, really good speech. It
Yeah.
lasts like it's like a 1 hour video.
No, I've heard
I
some
watched the whole
Q and
thing.
A's from them too, and I mean, they're
Yeah,
Mark Duplass is a very interesting guy to listen to, but I don't know. I'm sure a book will be good. It's just it's not the first thing them in a writing capacity. That's not the first thing I think about because the
I
very
mean they
nature of
write most of their.
Rumblecore is that you improv.
Mhm. I mean they not anymore though, not their stuff. Like I think ever since Cyrus, they actually have screenplays. They definitely did for Jeff Who Lives at Home. I
Like
love
the
that.
scripted lines for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like not 100% scripted, but yeah, it's not the puffy chair or fucking
Well,
Baghead.
no, I hear that the way that they write scripts is that they do write dialogue. It's just that
In the moment,
they
if
try to
something
get you to
works, it
not
works.
follow it the whole time.
Because
Or
I'm
maybe
pretty
it's
sure
early on, but
togetherness is a lot different.
yeah, for TV you kind of have to
Yeah, I
be
don't think
'cause
HBO would allow whatever. But I mean, they're huge now, and they got a ton of stuff on streaming. Like Mark Duplass just yesterday tweeted like all the things that are available on Netflix that are. He didn't say from us, but like that was the idea behind it. He was like Tangerine, Manson Family Vacation.
shameless self
Uh,
promotion.
yeah, well, it's not. It's fucking Twitter. Of course, it's self promotion. That's all it is.
I said shameless self promotion, but
There's no shame if you're making good movies or mostly good
shameless
movies.
exactly.
Yeah. Um, a couple more directors here, and then I want to mention something that might get your blood boiling. Maybe, maybe not. Jim Jarmusch is making a new movie called Patterson. It's starring Adam Driver. I know nothing about it. That's all I know. So this is already proof that fuck, what's his name in the movie in Star Wars?
Kylo Ren.
It's proof that Kylo Ren is already moving on. Maybe he'll move on from girls.
Well, no, he's got one franchise. Like that's what most of these people have. They usually manage to get a small little indie film in the middle of whatever it is that they got. I mean, we just had
Just
Loki in a Jim Jarmusch movie, so
just keep our fingers crossed that he doesn't get killed in this one like Darth Maul. Um, Ethan Hawke, he's signed on for Luc Besson's Valerian. Once again, know nothing about the movie. Don't want to. But I just thought that was cool. Like two pretty good indie circle actors. Well, Ethan Hawke. Well,
it's a
Ethan
good
Hawke's like indie.
combination of cast and talent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. But here's what I was hinting at a second ago. Trainspotting 2, the original cast and crew. They've landed at TriStar. It's happening.
Yeah, that was the next thing from the beginning, wasn't it? Or after Jobs. I mean, yeah.
Well, it was like, oh, we want to do it. It's going to happen. But
I
no,
think
like
Danny Boyle
everyone.
confirmed it was happening. Yeah, but
Yeah, like, everyone signed on now, and Sony's going to be making it.
yay.
Yay! I seriously I don't know how to feel. Like I misspoke. I think it was like 10 episodes back when we first started talking about Trainspotting 2, and I said, oh, there isn't a sequel to the book, and the original book is written by Irvine Welsh. I was wrong. She did pen a sequel. I think came out like 4 years ago, but apparently this is gonna be not related to that at all. It's gonna be its own thing. It's just gonna be a sequel to the film, not a adaptation of the second book. Final movie thing I got here. Have you seen Phantom of the Paradise?
No, no.
No?
De
Yeah, me
Palma,
either.
right?
Yeah, De Palma. Yeah, I have to check it out. It's supposed to be crazy rock opera adaptation of Phantom of the Opera. Anyway, it has a huge cult following. So big, in fact, that a doc just entered production about the fans and about the following that the film has created. So I think that just gives me more reason to check it out before that documentary comes out.
How many of those are there? Like, is there a
A lot.
documentary for The Room and Rocky Horror?
I don't know if Rocky Horror has like a full-on documentary. Definitely has smaller
I
ones,
mean, like, I
like
know there's
YouTube
clips
type
and stuff
things.
on YouTube where people
I,
talk
I
about it. Or,
yeah, I
yeah,
know
there's
there's like
featurettes and
on
stuff.
if you buy like the 20th anniversary or later DVD
Yeah,
for
they
the
definitely
film.
talk about it.
Yeah, well, there's like huge stuff because I remember VH1 did one on TV forever ago. I think it was for the 20th anniversary because I mean it just turned 40 now, and it was like they had most of the cast and crew and it come together, which admittedly isn't that many people, but like Entertainment Weekly when they did their reunion issue a couple of weeks back, they had Rocky Horror on the cover of one of those. That's cool. But yeah, TV, which is also director talk right here. Peter Jackson, he posted a video. I don't follow him on social media, so I didn't actually watch it myself. But it's like teasing or maybe just trolling the internet. He's with the current Doctor, Peter Capaldi from Doctor Who, and he's like surrounded by his Oscars. And there, it's like the idea here is that he's gonna direct an episode of Doctor Who. But it's like, will he, won't he type thing, speculation, whatever. So the internet was like really big on that a couple of days ago, and probably still is in certain circles.
I mean, unless we hear something about Tintin pretty soon, then
Well, I mean, it's
yeah,
a
it wouldn't
one
be that
hour
surprising, would it?
it's a 1 hour episode, really shitty CG. I think you can fit in a Doctor Who there.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's like, have you ever seen an episode?
No, no, I don't even know where to start because it's.
Well, like the idea with Doctor Who is that you can pick it up anytime a doctor changes because the show changes
Mm,
basically. But like even still, even the most recent episodes, like the CG is still so bad, and like the villains are so laughable. It's like they because it's been a show that's been running for like 40 plus years now that you can like the fans, the Whovians, like pass it off as well. That's what they had there, like the Daleks or like the spacemen. Like it's seriously, it's like weaker than like Power Rangers. It's like that level of sophistication with the character design and like, and CG. It's really,
yeah, that's
really
part of
weird.
why I'm never sure if I want to start. Like, I mean, Community has its own show within that show that's meant to poke fun at Doctor Who, and
Uh-huh.
I enjoy it in that capacity. Not sure if it's one of those things like if Doctor Who didn't exist and someone on Community had the idea of, oh, let's do a spin off of this for the fans, and fans would go ape shit over it for a bit. Like, yeah, that would be awesome, and then you'd realize it probably wouldn't be.
Maybe.
That's kind of my
I
feeling, I
mean,
guess, towards starting Doctor Who.
I've seen a good amount of episodes of Doctor Who through like varied series. So I think I've seen episodes of, like 3 or 4 Doctors actually. And there are some really good episodes, and probably the one that most people mention, especially for non-Whovians to get into, it's that Look one about the angels. That it's kind of like the booze from Super Mario, or if you're not looking, they can like follow you or whatever. And so, it's called Blink actually, and that was so successful that they like made a sequel to it. And I believe Neil Gaiman wrote both of those episodes. And then they have like Christmas specials. Like I get it, it's not a bad show. It's just not for me. It's like really deep sci-fi,
Mm.
whatever. Next thing here, Amazon. It was like leaked a while ago or like speculated that David E. Kelly was making a pilot for them. It's true. It's gonna be it's titled Trial. It's gonna be starring Billy Bob Thornton. It was just greenlit, so who knows? I'm guessing that means it's gonna be part of the next pilot season.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm still waiting to hear what's going to get my blood boiling, but
No, that was the fucking train spotting thing.
really?
Here's something that might
All
piss you
right.
off. Rambo is making its way to TV. Fox is making a series off of it, and Sylvester Stallone's helping.
All right, that doesn't
So
piss me off, but just
just
makes me wonder
just
why.
yet another TV show that has to come from a movie property.
God, I'm still. Aren't we supposed to get a Rambo 5 from Sly at some point?
I doubt it. I mean, did any I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I've never seen a Rambo movie.
No, you
And
haven't.
no,
I've only seen the first one and then the most recent one that was in theaters.
the one that was just titled Rambo.
Yeah, I mean
It was like
that one was badass.
it's like what they do. They put out Rocky Balboa and then they put out Rambo in the same
Yeah,
year.
that
It was
was,
like a
and then
year
they did the
apart.
Expendables right after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, well, I don't have anything else. I may as well just play myself.
Yeah. More TV here though. The CW and they make trashy teen drama with supernatural elements. That's what they've been known for since the get-go.
Hmm.
They have a new one in development right now. It's called Transylvania. It's going to be based on the classic horror monsters, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, all that jazz, the stuff that's in the public domain that anyone can make works on. It's going to be set in the 1880s, involving a New Yorker like teaming with a disgraced Scotland Yard detective to go to the old country and figure out some kind of mystery. Like I saw the synopsis, I was like, okay, I might actually see the pilot for that. That sounds good because like that's kind of the idea behind Penny Dreadful. And I saw the pilot of that, and that I just did not like that. Even though I love Josh Hartnett and your favorite Ava Green is in it, I couldn't do it.
And
It just the show's weird.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, I don't really watch anything on the CW just because everybody looks like they're GQ models
Uh huh.
in every show. So the fact that there's a Transylvania show set in the 1800s, I can just imagine that looking way too Twilight, I guess.
Maybe.
Which I don't know why. Are we still really in a vampire phase right now?
Well,
Really?
see, I said Transylvania, so this is beyond just vampires.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's the
That's
whole gothic thing.
like
But
yeah,
yeah, I think I mean we're not as big in vampires as we were, like 5 years ago.
like
Now it's
once Twilight
zombies.
ended. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's zombies because of the fucking Walking Dead, and I'm sure it's gonna change to something else. I mean, the CW has a show about zombies.
I don't know what's the
Uh,
pattern. It's like okay, it's zombies, then it's slasher, then it's ghosts, and then we go back to vampires, and I don't know.
Something like that. It's like people love supernatural stuff, and it's gotta go somewhere. I mean, Buffy, yeah, X Files is coming back right now. I think that starts next month. That's just vague supernatural and aliens. So whatever is beyond the norm, I
Hmm.
guess. Like I don't get like you can easily make a sitcom or a drama about the real world, but I guess that's too hard. You need that extra drama that monsters bring you. Look at that fucking Teen Wolf show on MTV, which I
Yeah.
saw that like a pilot for and like another episode because it was on Amazon. I was like, how is this adapted from the Jeff Loeb movie?
No, it's not similar at all,
It's
is it?
not even like miles and miles apart. I don't think he even plays basketball on the show. Um, the last TV thing I got here now. Well, the second to last. Samurai Jack is returning to Cartoon Network. They announced.
Yes.
Yeah, they just rebooted the Toonami time slot
Hmm.
earlier this year, and so that's gonna be coming back. They're gonna have a whole season. The I can't pronounce his name. It's like Jendy
Gendy Tartakovsky.
Travasky. Yeah, the director of the Hotel Transylvania movies
Hmm.
and Dexter's Lab, and
Was
obviously
supposed
worked
to
on
do
Samurai Jack.
Popeye, but
Yeah, well, that's gone.
yeah, which is a
So yeah,
bummer.
he's back, and Cartoon Network is gonna be bringing back. I think there's actually a little like teaser trailer online already for this. It's not a show that I like watched. Like I was more a fan of Powerpuff Girls, and so like I would watch an
Oh,
episode
that was
every
also
here or there.
funny. I mean,
Oh, all
yeah,
those shows from Cartoon Network in
Dexter's
its
Lab.
heyday, yeah, all those shows were like really funny. There's actually supposedly or not supposedly, but stranger than fiction here, the creator of Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, and Johnny Bravo were roommates in college, or like they lived in the same dorm. It's just one of those like, wow, how'd that happen type things. The final thing I got about TV here, and this is like the crossover between TV and our tech news. This next season of American Got Talent, people are going to be able to audition online for it, which is probably the smartest thing that a network's ever done, especially for something like that, which is about crowdsourcing talent.
Like doing it live online or just
I
submitting
don't.
videos online?
I think I'm not sure. I think it's probably both. Like, say you submit online, then maybe they make you do like a Skype. Uh, but it totally makes sense. That has to be much better than standing in line for like 7 hours.
I mean, this is definitely something that VR is going to pay off on, I think, in a big way, where you can, or when you can like project someone to make it look like that they are in the same place.
I mean, that's not VR. That's motion tracking. Like
Oh, yeah,
that's
all right,
cap.
all right, yeah, but all right, yeah. No,
We were
you
talking
get what I
about
mean though.
VR
Like
in a
it's
second. Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
similar in a way though, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it's called it's just telecommuting.
all right, yeah.
Like people, there are people. A friend of mine, in fact, that you have a job where you stay at home like 4 days out of the week, and then you drive to the office for like 2 days. But when you're at home, you're either Skype calling in the office, or instant messaging, or making phone calls, whatever, to like pretend like you're there. And so this is like using that to the advantage of reality TV. Like, think about it. Like, why can't they cast a reality TV show through the internet?
No,
Why should you have to go to some kind of casting call where it's just the casting, like,
I think is the thing is like when you're auditioning, as it is with
mm,
anything, you want to get like a personal vibe for the person face to face.
yeah, but
Like there is
on the flip
something
side,
there is
if
something
you're
about
recording,
yeah.
if you're auditioning through the camera, then they know exactly what you look like on camera. And most auditions, they have a camera set up anyway, so they can watch the footage after.
Okay, but the quality of the camera. I mean, there's a big difference between a webcam and
Not anymore. You can get a full HD webcam.
no, there's still. I mean, webcams are nice, but it's not like a professional camera or anything. It's not like what people are really going to see you through.
Sure. So yeah, moving into some tech
All
stuff.
right.
There's a lot of stuff that happened this week, especially in terms of 4K and VR. DirecTV, they announced that they're going to start broadcasting live 4K content early this year. Well, this next year. It's hard to say next year when it's only 25 days away. But yeah, like this is a big step for it becoming mainstream and like digested at a high level. This is kind of confusing because at the beginning of this year, they did the same thing. They had some live content. The difference was that you had to have a specialized DirecTV broadcasting unit. You also had to have certain Samsung 4K TVs, and it was like some special time sensitive deal. Whereas this is open to anyone that has a 4K TV, and I'm sure you have to get another box, but that should be easy upgrade. So this is, in conjunction with, remember, like a month ago or so, we were talking about the Canadian, I can't remember who it was, but the Canadian like teleco company broadcasting every Blue Jays home game in 4K.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe DirecTV will pick up on that signal, and that could be like the start of something.
Yeah.
Staying in 4K for a second here, Vimeo's rolling out 4K streaming. So I don't. Obviously, I'm assuming that that means that you have to upload 4K content for it to be watchable. That's how that's how it works on YouTube, which
Yeah.
has had 4K for literally forever. They have 5K even. Um,
Jesus.
yeah, but
Wasn't it Mac that has like 5K displays now?
yeah, the iMacs are
Yeah.
mostly 5K. Staying on Vimeo for a second, I saw this movie. Not a movie, but like a short. There's like 8 minutes on there this week called Uncanny Valley. I'll link it to you. I'll link it to the podcast
I heard
too.
about this.
You heard about
Yeah.
this? Yeah, you should check it out. Like really interesting. Like it's the sci-fi material that isn't, jerking off to the future, but rather hesitant on what it has to hold. And the whole film is based on virtual reality. So definitely interesting. You should check it out. More tech. Well, this is like TV and tech. LeBron James has secured $15 million from Turner Broadcasting Warner Brothers to bolster his uninterrupted media network. What it is like the idea is that sports figures have direct access to a camera, and then the content is put up there, so the media can't put a bias on it. So it's like LeBron James, Draymond Green, who's on the Golden State Warriors. I think it's like Ronda Rousey. Oh, what's his name? A couple other people. And so it's like LeBron like hand selects them like with his peoples to try to like garner like the most hits or whatever. But he's also doing this short like series that's going to be debuting on Facebook this month called Striving for Greatness, which is in VR, which is cool. So I don't know what's going to include. I don't have a VR device, but I'm guessing like basketball practice or whatever, like coming to the stadium.
Get a look at the real LeBron James. Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, the reason this is on Facebook is I have to assume there's some kind of collaboration with Oculus, and that's the reason since they own them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it definitely until they find out a way to, like a VR streaming platform. Because I mean, Samsung has theirs, but obviously it's only for their own device. But until they figure that out, which I'm sure it's just going to be like Netflix is going to have VR content the same way that they have 3D content.
Hmm.
But we'll see. The bigger VR thing that happened this week is Nokia. They have this camera. Well, it's not just a camera; it's a rig called Ozo. It costs $60,000. It's already been used by like NASA and most of the major studios. Like lots of people have done tests with it. It has live 3D monitoring.
Monitors.
There you go. I got it right that time. But yeah, you can watch 3D live. It has spatial sound recording, and the way it records the footage is with 8 2K by 2K sensors. So it looks like that's going to be the first big, or it looks like it already is rather, the first successful mechanism for recording VR in a more traditional sense of the word. As I mean, like Google has their devices, like especially for like Google Maps, where it's like a big dome that you wear on your back, and I think it's GoPro that has theirs, and a couple other people, which is mostly just like cameras like taped together. And I believe HTC has one of their own as well, and it's because they have a VR device of their own, so it makes sense. But it looks like this Nokia one is going to be the one that's going to be adopted.
That
It's like
yeah, so,
it looks like it's the Red of the VR
I mean,
world, which I'm surprised Red hasn't announced a VR device of their own.
shit. I mean, yeah, as always, because you're the one that's following this, and I'm hearing it always through you. So
Yeah.
I'm always just kind of like, fuck.
Do you remember
I'm
me?
just waiting.
You remember me mentioning that ViewMaster was making a comeback with VR
Yeah,
like months and months ago?
yeah.
It's out already. I almost bought one on Black Friday. It costs like $35 on Amazon. You just take there's a piece of plastic on the back, you flip it off, you put your phone in there, you put it on, and you can watch VR content. It's partnered with Google, so you can like use any of their Google Cardboard stuff, and then it also comes with like augmented reality discs, so you can watch that in VR. I kind of want to buy one in the same way that I want to buy a Google
Like
Cardboard.
it was on sale for $35, or it is
No,
$35 right now.
it is $35. Like that's how much it like plus tax. You're looking at like 42 or whatever.
I mean,
But
that's
that's
kind of
so
nothing.
cheap.
Just to
That's nothing,
yeah,
right?
just to
And
test
like
it out.
to test it out, yeah. Like I'd like to go. I would hope that Toys R Us or something has a display model. Maybe I should check that out. Or Best Buy. Best Buy better have some VR.
Yeah,
Like
why Toys R Us?
this is ViewMaster. It's
Yeah.
a toy product. It's made
I
by
can see.
Mattel, I
God, I
believe.
haven't been to a Toys R Us I don't even know where they have them anymore.
We have one. Oh, where'd they move it? I know where like one or two
Yeah.
are. We used to have one in Long Beach. They got rid of it for a Best Buy. Anyway, I just mentioned Google Cardboard. They're really ramping up. A while ago, they had one that came with the New York Times. They have like a big partnership with Star Wars. They have like Star Wars VR content right now. They just announced this week that they now have the Google Cardboard camera app for your phone, which basically means that you can use your whatever you have on your smartphone and record VR content, or like it creates images. I don't know exactly how it does it. I would imagine like some kind of panorama tracking type thing, but it makes it VR friendly. So like full on panoramic. Right? I don't know how it does. Maybe I should download the app and play with it. But yeah, like anyone could be making VR content. Now I don't think that's long form or anything, and obviously your phone would probably blow up if you did for too
Oh,
long.
but it's a start.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
a start. Like I would assume like we talked about this a while ago that HTC had a 3D phone that just didn't take off. It's called the HTC Evo 3D. It was forever ago. I think it was only on AT&T. And yeah, it had two cameras on the back and it had a 3D screen like the Nintendo 3DS that you could see non-glasses 3D on, and it just didn't go anywhere, which is kind of a shame because the 3D, it was a fad for a while and people would argue that it still is, but there's no argument that like the effects of 3D programming is more immersive,
Yeah. I mean, well, now
especially if it's good 3D.
like now it's really at a point where it's just like it's proven that it can be done well. It's just not everybody can do it well, I guess at this
I
point.
don't even know if it's that they can't do it well. I think it's more like they're too lazy
Yeah,
to
like
want to.
it's just kind of being half-assed and forced out there.
Yeah, because a studio can easily just buy a 3D rig and then you have no problems with anything.
Yeah,
And it
well,
was just
it's the cost
that
of it though. That's the
how much more could it cost to rent a 3D camera than just a regular camera if you're doing digital anyway?
oh, when you're shooting, I mean, it's twice the cost of just having a camera there because you're running two cameras. That's
You're running
twice the
two
data
cameras,
that you
yeah,
have to have there. So it's basically just twice of everything.
maybe.
Yeah.
I want to see like a spreadsheet. I want to see the numbers. I want to see like what the breakdown is.
Like,
Well, here's my final news item. It's not really related to tech, not really related to movies, kind of related to everything. I mentioned a while ago that John Wick and its characters were like being added to that video game Payday 2, which I've played a couple times. It's whatever. It's like I actually sold a copy the other night. But Point Break has joined the race. They're also gonna have some content in the game. I don't know what it is. I would have to assume like vocal lines, or maybe there's gonna be like a heist based on whatever the final one in the movie is.
like original Point Break.
No, no, this Point Break, the new one, the skydiving,
Okay. God
snowboarding.
damn it!
That's bicycle
I was
motocross.
hoping that you would get Keanu and Keanu face to face.
That would be really
Yeah.
cool. That I would like that.
Yeah.
Like the Keanu verse. Just have him make a movie where all of his famous characters are side by side. It's like the Neo, Bill, John Wick.
Just
That's
have them all meet
actually
each other and they'll be all like, "Whoa!" in unison.
fucking
Yeah.
what's his name from Speed? He's like, whoa, dude. Have you seen Parenthood?
No, no,
No, not. I don't mean the show. I mean the movie, the Ron Howard
no. I
movie.
haven't.
Check that out. That's one of Keanu's first movies. He's barely in it. I think he's in it for like 6 minutes. But like every line of dialogue he has is really good. I mean, I don't mean like his delivery or anything, but just like the role that he plays in the grand scheme of things. And it's a really good movie, like really good. I mean, NBC made a sitcom off of it, and it lasted for like 7 seasons or whatever. Um, so fuck NBC. Maybe they're part of the reason they started the trends.
I think it was ABC actually for Parenthood.
Maybe I'm not
I
sure.
think it was ABC Family.
No, no, definitely not. No, no,
I
it
think
was
it
on
airs on there though, so it's
a.
probably
It might not air on there. So, but it was definitely a network. I'm pretty sure it was NBC. It doesn't matter, to be
whatever.
honest. It doesn't matter. But that's everything we got. See, it was under an hour because we moved the reviews off the show.
Yeah.
So thanks for
Thank you.
listening.
That's a
Drop us
lot.
a line. Send us an email, dollar.reviews, or not reviews, review at gmail.com. Let me say that again, dollar.review at gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook at dollar reviews. All of our personal reviews are online on Letterboxd. And I don't know. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.